Or no, sorry, it's not. It's Rankin Bass. Rankin Bass, the same people who made like the old claymation Christmas movies.
I just want to make something clear. The 70s Hobbit has, first of all, the songs in that are bangers, and the animation is really cool. So, to me, that's the only Tolkien cinema I need.
You should also watch the Rankin Bass Return of the King then, if you think the animation is cool and the songs are bangers.
Can you? Because where can I find it? Can you send it to me?
I will send you the best song of from Return of the King.
I mean, Rain is right. Those movies are amazing, and if you like that one, C-Swab, you would definitely like the other one.
Here we go. Let me make sure this isn't some weird fucking shit on YouTube.
You do always gotta check for that.
I don't know why this guy's posting his Patreon. You literally just... Oh, because it's a fucking... No. I want your fucking arrangement. There we go. All right, here we go. Ready?
There it was. We found it.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
That's my animation right there, baby.
There's a whip. There's a way.
This whole sequence is just incredible.
I wish I could play that right now, but I would definitely get copyright struck.
I don't know. Probably not.
100%.
Like,
100%.
Rankin Bass doesn't even exist anymore.
But I can't even play certain like D&D tracks that I've got baked into Foundry because
That's fair.
because they're copywritten.
When for a little while it's gotten less bad. Anybody playing GTA, certain siren sounds, if they got like a special siren pack instead of like the base game one, would get copyright struck just for that. So
Wait, copywritten siren sounds?
Sound
they
effects.
can do that?
Yep, it's fucking stupid.
What?
So I eventually just started telling people like either make your own and confirm you're getting it from somewhere free. Don't do it. The sirens in the base game are not that bad. But it was usually like cops playing cops that wanted it to sound more like...
Oh, the sirens in the base game also set off copyright strikes, by the way.
Yeah.
Really?
Which is... Yeah,
That's
has also happened.
crazy.
GTA is really hard to stream sometimes.
It's because at some point some fucking sound effects library made its way into Twitch's like auto mute thing. And one of the sound effects in that library is a police siren, and every police siren sounds the same.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there'd be like GTA streamers that would like, I have to sit and talk to someone from Twitch or I am going to get fucking banned. Just from being around cops.
Half the reason that the cop streamers end up changing their siren sounds is less about like, man, this siren sounds super cool, and more about this siren will stop getting my fucking VODs muted.
Also, yeah.
That's funny.
Fun facts about copyright strike.
All right. Everybody's here. Stream is online. We're good to go. Let's do this.
Leroy.
Leroy! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another glorious week of Arctis. I hope everybody has been fantastic in between sessions. Wang Doodle, how's your week been?
Relatively calm, which scares me, unfortunately.
Uh-oh. Nothing exploding? No servers exploding at work?
No, though I am on server babysitting duty for the next 2 weeks. But no, nothing's exploded yet. Thankfully.
Yet?
Listen, there's the part of my brain that knows I do a good job. There's the other part of my brain and we've been beaten down enough. We know what comes next.
I know where this is headed.
So when are you going to do a raid leading entirely done as Wang Doodle. What do we need to do to make this happen?
So, funny story about that.
Oh no.
Final Fantasy XIV has happened to have claimed my current guild leader, Rina.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, you know what, we're at least going to do the raid so people can get the mount. And she was like, I don't really want to. I was like, all right, look, how can I get you to sign in for this? And she said, do at least one boss as Wang Doodle. Well, that may have happened.
Wait,
Wonderful.
Where's the stream?
Did you give them drunk Wang Doodle or just regular Wang Doodle?
Oh, it was just regular Wang Doodle. Oh. And then the video about drunk Wang Doodle came out, and now the demands have changed.
Oh no.
Yes.
But yeah, it was fun doing Smolderon as Wang Doodle.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Why isn't this on video?
You know, just stack for splash. All right, we're walking. We're walking.
I've been playing the
Yes.
other character that I use Bree's voice for. Her name is Bree. She is the Seeker of Chaos. So if Grabella gets a little out of hand today, just a reminder she's not the Seeker of Chaos.
Amazing.
Technically, I use C-Swap's voice at work all the time because it's based off of somebody we make fun of at work. So.
Oh.
We're so nice.
C-Swab, how's your week been now that it's been warming up a little bit?
Every day becomes more and more dread of what the summer is going to be. And like Thursday was a glimpse of how bad summer will be. So now I'm just basically like planning how I'm going to survive the stress and mentalness of it. And then because I travel differently than everybody else does, we're trying to figure out what we want to do for our vacation this summer, like where we want to go and what we want to do. And again, it's because the way I travel is so different from everybody else, where I usually make last minute plans based off of where I can go. So we usually do like 3 or 4 choices and we go, all right, where can we make it to? So we're still debating on if it'll be somewhere tropical. We were thinking maybe we might do like Iceland or like somewhere in Scandinavia just to go see like the Northern Lights, since everybody got to see the cool purple Northern Lights.
And popping off.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. It's just a matter of that. Like I'm just at this point, it's just my summer's broken into like me getting to my next vacation week.
Oh yeah, and let me know if you're going to be able to cat sit.
Yeah. So once I figure out where we're going and what the plan is, I can give you an answer on that.
Okay. Sounds good. Rain, speaking of kitty sitting, Rain, how's your week been? Survived another week in the gaming industry? Clap?
Oh gosh, is that a thing? Is that like a...
Yes.
It is! You get a trophy like every week now that you keep your job in this, that your company hasn't restructured yet,
Do we need to put a sign up on the board? This industry has gone 0 days without incident.
Yeah, it's basically this industry has gone 0 days without a complete restructuring of some major AAA studio.
They didn't need to, but did.
No. They never do. They never need to. Number just always needs to go up.
Number
or
not
infinitely.
Going up enough.
Industry aside, I was confronted with the sobering reality that apparently Paramore is touring right now with Taylor Swift on her Eras tour.
What?
And I was confronted with the sobering fact that a bunch of Zennials are being introduced to Paramore for the first time and losing their minds about, oh my god, how amazing is Taylor centering this incredible new band.
Oh,
I'm just like,
no.
oh no. Oh
It's
no.
not new.
No.
She's always been amazing.
Construct my coffin now. Deposit me directly into the moist dirt.
I've turned to dust. Y'all hear this new band called Paramore?
Never heard of it before.
Very good.
That is fucking depressing.
That is depressing. I actually am trying to cling to
I'm
my...
gonna go get another cocktail. One moment.
Yeah, put another couple cubes in that whiskey sour there, bud.
Oh no, we're just going to go grab another can of Finish Long Drink and we're just gonna sit down.
Yes! Long Caro! We love it.
Devo
God.
needs to get that as well. I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
I can't. When we go back to Finland, I'm going to have at least one. I do like the long drinks. I'm glad they're now in the U.S. and people appreciate their gloriousness.
They caught me by surprise at first, and I was pleasant about finding out the next morning exactly what the drink was.
They're just delightfully like boozy squirts. I love them.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me. They were new stock in a Malaysian restaurant, and I was like, I have no idea what this is. I'll try it. And when I started drinking it, it reminded me of a sports drink I drank a lot in Japan, Pocari Sweat, and I'm like, oh, this is actually refreshing. I could have more of these. Had 2 of them at the bar, bought 2 to take home, drank another one when I got home, and then like the next morning I'm like, all right, let me actually look at these, and I saw what it was actually, what the drink was. I was like, oh my.
Yeah, they are deceptively subtle.
The best drink in Japan is Strong Zeros.
Yes.
For $1, you too can consume a 12-ounce can of 9% alcohol.
Oh,
I mean, I love the challenge that some students during a study abroad trip decided was, hey, these beers are like $5, but then there's these other things that are like 2% alcohol for like $1. And it's like, yeah, those are, if you translate the kanji out directly, they're fizzy alcohol drinks. They're not actually beers. And so they're like, all right, we're going to buy like 20 of these and see if we can actually get drunk on them.
turns
they were
out.
very successful at finding how much they can drink before they feel sick.
Oh, no.
That's basically water.
Oh God.
But yeah, fun fact. Parts of the fermentation process for beer are what are taxed, which is why you have fizzy alcohol drink.
As a note, we are all in this chat over the age of 21, and we do not condone the usage of alcohol to anyone under 21 years old. Thank you.
Or where legal in wherever you happen to be.
Yeah.
Wangdoodle is entirely legal for a kobold to be drinking alcohol.
Which is really good because we have a lot of evidence that says I've already been doing it.
Coslow, I said it once, but I'll say it again. Congratulations on the completion of your 70-day streamathon.
Yeah, I had a streamathon that outlasts most video game careers these days.
Woo! Yeah, we're bringing that joke back.
Here we are again. It hurts,
Days
but it's
without
true.
incident.
And I got to the end of it and I was like, yeah, that was great. We'll just keep going. It's great. And then like on Sunday, I was like, actually, you know what? I need 2 days of doing nothing. So that's where we are.
Perfect. So I will not ask you what you did today because I hope the answer will be nothing.
What I did today was I've been playing V Rising a bunch.
Nice.
And I had this really great idea of I was going to not sleep at all last night until like 10 a.m. this morning and get like 4 hours of sleep. So that's great.
Don't know what's happening there.
I don't have sleep anymore.
Sometimes you try to choose the sleep, but the sleep says not today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, the sleep is going to choose you. Just be
In
careful.
theory.
Grabella,
Yeah.
how's your week been supporting Mr. 70 Days Without Incident?
A little bit of that, a little bit of leading a nearly 20-person group in Conan RP. So that's been. I'm not dead yet, but my brain is.
So what is your raid group doing? What is your goal?
So part of our group is pirates, which is led by Devo's character, part of it is the Seeker of Doctrine. So she's like a ancient organization wielding librarian who hired a bunch of people to come fight for her because she just does magic. And then some randoms we've picked up along the way. So we're trying to decide, this is a godless land, so we're trying to decide greed demons are the main, like, antagonists. And none of the other sins have been lifted up, so we're debating between lifting up the other sins or figuring out something else, and that something else has not been figured out yet.
Ooh, I'll take a little bit of sloth.
Yeah, we don't have anyone sloth yet. Our group in Zero Surprise has aimed for lust.
Hey, you could, like, pre-RP it, and whoever is going to, you know, do sloth, they're just too lazy to put their foot forward.
That's why sloth is definitely losing. I made a joke, though, that, you know, if sloth did manifest, he could probably beat greed by just sitting on him like Snorlax. But I had to put that in non-modern terminology. And explaining Pokemon and Conan, it's a little funny. But that's been the week. We got our asses handed to us by an attack the other day, so we're all licking her wounds currently.
Oh no. Did anyone kick the bucket?
No permas yet. I got pretty close, which would have been very bad.
Oh shit.
Because we have a system where you could do rolls, like D&D rolls. And you can put certain points into stuff. My fortitude rolls were not great.
Oh no. Well, at least here in Arctis, your con rolls are a little bit better.
A lot better than Unnervous, yes.
I had to double check. I was like, Corbella's got pretty high con. She got con of 17. Yeah.
I usually dump into con before strength for barbarian purposes. I like being able to take as many hits as possible. But yeah.
Oh, and also for purposes of this session, I have not been able to change it over quite yet, but we can consider you a Path of the Zealot Barbarian.
Yes, I knew I was fucking forgetting to do something this week, and it was that.
A follower of Azrael.
I did, yes, want to take that.
Amazing.
Perfect. I think right after this session, I will just make it official on paper. But just
really
case.
a sheet change for storytelling that's already happening.
Yep.
Bella would kill all of the things for Azrael.
And if you guys don't know what Path of the Zealot is, here's a few features that Grabella will get. Let's see. So your Divine Fury, when you choose this path at 3rd level, you can channel Divine Fury into your weapon strikes. The first creature you hit on each of your turns with a weapon attack takes extra damage equal to 1d6 plus half your barbarian level. That would be 1d6 plus 6.
A lot.
The extra damage is necrotic or radiant, and then you choose the type of damage when you gain this feature. So, Grabella, for your Divine Fury, do you want it to be necrotic or radiant?
Azrael, what do we think?
That's a huge choice, because Azrael's only 2 damage types, well, until they got the poison breath, was necrotic or radiant. So,
yeah, I was gonna say you were both, right?
Yeah.
Toll the Dead was necrotic, or Spirit Guardians was radiant. Actually, sometimes Spirit Guardians.
And sometimes necrotic, yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But that was the gist.
You know, just for Arctis purposes, I feel like going radiant is super terrible, so let's do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna write down here Grabella's Divine Fury will be radiant damage, and I'll make sure to plug that into the sheet. The next feature you get, Warrior of the Gods. At 3rd level, your soul is marked for endless battle. If a spell such as Raise Dead has the sole effect of restoring you to life, but not undeath, the caster does not need material components to cast the spell on you. So...
would have been so useful many months ago.
So if somebody's got to raise you, you don't need to spend a diamond to do it.
Yeah. So I don't
Also
think I've
applies
ever...
to Revivify, which would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Grabella went all the way down yet either, though. Gotten close.
It doesn't count if somebody wants to turn you into a skeleton.
This is true.
The next thing that you get is your fanatical focus. Starting at 6th level, the divine power that fuels your rage can also protect you. If you fail a saving throw when you're raging, you can re-roll it, but you must use the new roll.
Yep.
So that's also pretty sick. And then at 10th level, you have Zealous Presence. 10th level, you learn to channel your divine power to inspire zealotry in others. So a little bit of the Azrael battle cry, perhaps, as a bonus action. You unleash a battle cry infused with divine energy. Up to 10 other creatures of your choice within 60 feet that can hear you gain advantage on attack rolls and saves until the start of your next turn. So you just do a little awoo, and everybody gets inspired by Azrael's presence. And that's a once per long rest feature.
Basically, Grabella will just scream that Azrael is so cool because she's not very good at religion.
He's so cool! Now die! Now perish! Did I do it right?
Very good.
Azrael's clapping from somewhere hot.
Yes. Good job, good job, good job.
Yes, Azrael is going to get a long wall of lore text very soon.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
As Azrael has also sent me some very interesting things. There's stuff a-brewing in that elemental plane of fire. But we'll resolve that after we resolve what's going on at Rascal's Reef. Let's do a quick recap of what has been going on, as you all have taken to the SS Silent Arrow, a ship of Sea Swab's friend, Captain Almaseth. And in order to save Rain's friends, well, one friend, from the southern continent of Xavia, there was Lucia Crichton, someone from a rival house that ended up exiling Rain initially from the Southern Lands, and Rain's sister in battle, Kire, the satyr. Now, not sister in blood, she is a battle maiden in a similar line to Rain. I guess I should call them witchblades. That would probably be a little bit more apt. And as they returned from the wedding of Rain and Eris back to the Southern Lands, their ship was taken over, presumably by Nerys Flowborn and her sub-aquatic minions. And sending in the deep ones into Maginox to give the Queen a word of warning, Nerys wants the skull of Narcissa Soulblight back. As Nerys, a lich herself and disciple of Narcissa, sits underneath the waves in something you all know as the Abyss, a place where the pressure of the water crushes anything except the undead and allows very little life to persist. But Nerys herself has carved out a terrible place somewhere within the Abyss, and outside of Coranthia and its influence, she sends in twisted minions to battle against to battle for power for the aquatic rule. Now, returning to Rascal's Reef, you all upon the Silent Arrow have agreed to meet Nerys's minions at Rascal's Reef and do a trade. For Kire and Lucia, you will trade the skull, and I'm using air quotes here. You can't see them, but I'm using them. The skull of Narcissa Soulblight, aka a slightly magically enchanted elf skull you are trying to pass off as Narcissa's. And hopefully this ruse will stick, but the minions will arrive soon, and you have a little time to plan your next steps. But as you started talking to the denizens of Rascal's Reef, some of Coslow's extended family still happens to live here, and by some I mean many, many goblins. And familiar faces to Coslow have now begun to be a little less familiar. A distant cousin, now, well, once a standard green goblin, seemingly has grown gills since Coslow's last visit. A curious sight. But Roscoe did not seem, willing to go into detail about how he got them, but it was very noticeable that these things seemed functional, but applied on. And as you talked to Roscoe and some of the other visitors to the reef, you got to know the fleet admiral, Vera Shadows, and also you saw Almus's second-in-command, Yelena the Viper, speaking to some local Sahagin. You do know that some of the Sahagin are also serving Nerys, and so it makes the exchange a little suspicious. But seeking more information, you go to talk to the head honcho himself, Coslow's father and leader of Rascal's Reef, Rascal Greenfinger. And sitting like an old man on the back porch in his rocking chair, Rascal spoke with Rain about, Maginox and various sea things. But in the end, you managed to discover that Rascal made a deal with Nerys, as Nerys threatened to sink all of Rascal's Reef. In exchange, Rascal gave over Coslow's mother as insurance to ensure that the future of Rascal's Reef would go, undestroyed, as the goblins may not be entirely prepared for waging a war upon the high seas. And thus, Rascal left Rosie in Nerys's hands. The rest of the green fingers that remain on Rascal's Reef seem to be capitalizing on this dark bargain Rascal has made. Rascal made mention that Roscoe's gills were also a part of this bargain, but you haven't spoken to the other green fingers around the reef to get a good idea of just how they may have profited off of this deal themselves. But for now, Rascal's Reef still stands and is not currently under siege by Nerys and her minions. Rain had made the agreement in the Castigius upon the Deep One Archimandrite to bring Lucia and Kire back to Rascal's Reef safely in order to facilitate this trade. You guys have a little bit of time before the Deep Ones are expected to show up. And you have now a new wealth of information at hand. Rascal made the dark bargain with Nerys. Coslow's mother's nowhere to be found, and the rest of the green fingers are also dipping in this sea-bound necrotic energy in order to enrich their lives. But at what cost? You all left Rascal's Reef and took the small skiff back to the Silent Arrow. And Rain, I believe you whisked everybody away back to the Dreaming Tower, so you could all make your next plans. Is that correct?
Yeah, if we're killing like a couple of hours, yeah.
Right. With this newfound information at hand, it was time to figure out what was next. As Kire and Lucia may be approaching, you're not sure what will come with them. Let us return to the Upper Dreaming Tower for perhaps a little bit of rest and some discussion. One moment, please. back upon the silent arrow, and maybe perhaps not trusting the resident locals, Rain has whisked you back into the dreaming, the relative safety of the dreaming, for you all to make your next plans on just exactly what you're going to do. You may begin.
How you doing, Coslow?
Kozlo would seem kind of like he's actually angry, and he doesn't normally seem like emotional at all. I think he would actually just like not say much in response to that.
Coslow's disgruntled response and the silence afterwards speaks volumes. Coslow's normally relatively chatty, and much must weigh heavily upon his mind.
Fair enough. Well, we should probably talk about our plan for the exchange, as that's imminently coming up first.
Yeah, I'm here to do whatever.
Great.
She kind of looks at Coslo with worry.
Well,
so with this plan, you wanted no cannons, right? You said no cannons?
I don't think I said no cannons necessarily. Well, let's first of all let's talk about what might happen. One of two things is going to happen. One, either there's going to be a bunch of fish people who actually bring the hostages and want to do a deal, or there's going to be a bunch of fish people plus this Nerys character. That's what's going to happen. One of those two things.
I don't think it's a matter of who shows up so much as a matter of what the plan is. What's the plan if they realize that it's not Narcissa's skull and they get mad? We're gonna have to fight our way out.
Oh, they're all.
Or are we just planning on that? Oh, okay. We're okay.
Oh yeah, sorry.
She's like, we are killing everybody. Like I thought we were do a deal and then get the fuck out of here. But if we're gonna actually, oh, okay.
No, nobody comes into my city and threatens my people and gets away with it. And I don't think anybody is particularly interested here in letting her get away with it either. Rain glances at Coslo.
Heck nah.
Great. So, here's what I propose. Like I said, one of two things is going to happen. Either Nerys is going to show up or she's not. If Nerys shows up, it's going to be a little bit dicier, probably. If she doesn't, well, all the better for us for right now. So, with that in mind, Rain pulls the skull, like the skull that has been the victim of horrible soulcraft experiments, out of her bag. So, somebody mentioned that Narcissa was all about soulcrafting. So I thought we would get a elven skull that has been the subject of quite a bit of soulcraft. Going to have kind of the same magical energy attached to it. Rain tosses it over to Kozla and Wangdoodle. But I don't know exactly what her skull looked like, if it had any additional adornments. I heard something about gems in the eyes or something. Kind of hoping the pair of you could figure out some clever bedazzling to make it look a little bit more like Narcissa's actual skull, at least to a cursory examination.
You do recall it having, I believe it was sapphires for eyes, and some runic inscriptions upon the top of the skull. It may require two separate rolls. One would be sleight of hand and thievery related in order to potentially forge out of glass or whatever gem you wish. Excuse me. New eyeball gems for the skull. And another to inscribe runes on the skull that may be passably close to what is actually inscribed upon Narcissa's skull. you can decide who does what if you wish to recreate this.
Kozlo, what would you want to take on this?
I mean, it's not my first time dressing up a skull to look like another skull.
Because I think we actually pulled a similar gambit ages ago.
We did. So what we did is we did the thing with
yeah.
when Grabella was passed out from whatever battle, we put the mask that you made for Grabella on Charlindra, and then I did a very bad Grabella voice to convince the kobolds that Grabella was actually there.
Yes.
And luckily, the kobolds were small, simple, and stupid. But the deep ones and the Archimandrite seem a little bit sharper than the tiny kobold sitting in your cave.
I don't know. Archimandrite was pretty stupid when he rolled to the shore and making demands like that.
Well,
Sharper for you.
I think that's step one. We need somebody to dress up the skull a little bit, so it at least resembles Narcissa's skull, presumably to people who have never really seen it, but still, to do our best.
Well, as the master forger around here, I guess that'll be my responsibility.
Excellent.
I
Lovely
can help
work.
you out with a little artifice and pizzazz also.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
if you need something to look like it's supposed to do a job. Yeah, no, we figured out how to do that year one at the academy. Yeah, it's
The
great.
first step is making it look like it's supposed to work. The second step is figuring out how to make it work.
Well,
Yep,
lucky for
that's-
you
that's
guys,
a Luke
there's no
classic,
step
baby,
2
tell you,
here.
mate.
Well, luckily, the skull itself is producing a low necrotic resonance, presumably due to the experimentations that were done upon it some time ago. The runes and the gems for the eyeball are currently the things very visibly lacking in the skull, and otherwise, with those, could pass mild scrutiny. But you don't know how prepared they're going to be, so eventually this will be a contested role. The better that you do, the less chance that they'll have to discover that it's a fake.
See, so I was gonna look at the skull, or he's gonna ask Rain to look at the skull real quick, and based
Oh, yeah,
off
Ray
of
just
what.
tossed it to you.
Okay, so Caesar's gonna hold it and stare at it and kind of be off of what he remembers of Narcissa's skull. He's gonna be do we want to go authentic, or do we want to go? Hopefully, people that deep can't tell the difference between a real gem and a gem that's just colored to look like a fancier gem. Basically, he's asking, do you want to put a real ruby in it, or do you want to put a shitty gem that can be colored and forged to look like a ruby?
I mean,
My
if you put, if
inclination
you,
is... Go ahead, Wayne Doodle.
I was just gonna say, if you decide to blow glass and then blow it into a mold that has the same cut as the gem you want, keep it semi-hazed and put a little blue in there. The sapphire shouldn't be more than 20-minute tops.
I don't know how to blow glass. You know how to blow glass?
I mean, how hard can it be?
You've melted a lot of things in your life, Wang Doodle.
Yeah, once it's in a liquid state, it's real easy to work with, as long as you don't use your hand.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
The artificers could create for you very easily just a lump of blue glass. But in order to carve it and shape it properly would require the hands of a much more skilled forger. Seaswab, it might require you, once you get the glass from Seaswab and Kozlo, whoever wishes to provide it, or 32 feet of, rubber tubing, that you will have to spend a little bit of time to carve it in the exact pattern that you saw initially with Narcissa's skull. Now, if you do use genuine gems, you will get a much larger bonus in order to not be able to detect the forgery.
Do we remember what gems were in the skull originally? Because I do not.
I will say for the record, and this may be wrong unless I am Going back to the VODs, we will say for now they're sapphires.
Yeah.
Retcon the skull. All right, cool. Alrighty, so. All right, well, let's go. Does anybody have any sapphires on them, first of all? Let's just start there and then work our way down.
I don't think so.
I do not.
You all begin to rummage in your pockets.
I have
Paperclip, lint, bottle cap.
a moonstone, a tourmaline, a zircon, and a topaz. I also have this gold brooch that has some kind of stone in it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you just have my mask.
Garbella gets out her
Oh, you have an emerald.
Decorative mask.
Your golden
That
mask,
Katsuo
which
made
is
her. Yeah.
terrifying but beautiful, still looks like it's worth a significant amount of gold and shaped by expert hands.
But no sapphires, it's just obsidian. Garbella didn't want to be left out of show.
Hold on a second. You said you have an emerald?
I do.
So C-Swab is going to be like... He's going to... up to you, Christine, here, but basically, C-Swab's going to use his little bit of knowledge from being on the seas to be like, well, we could, and this is a big if, we could put the emerald in the skull, and when questioned, which they will most likely question, right? An emerald underwater deep enough could look blue, and if we can gaslight them hard enough, if they take it underwater, it'll look like a sapphire.
But what about the second gem? There are 2 eye sockets, after all.
Kozlo is like rummaging through his bag and he pulls out a pristine obsidian, a topaz, a star ruby, a well-cut glass gem that looks like an emerald, and a piece of jade.
Well, at this point, you do have 2 matching gems, and one that could be cut easily made to look like an emerald.
For some reason, I actually have 14 of the the green glass gems.
Oh, well, Castle, you
that would
spawned
work.
a bunch of green glass gems that could very easily work for this purpose.
I do have this zircon, which is like the only blue gem that I have currently.
I remember you got those gems in the Thieves Guild. How convenient
Amazing.
that they are coming back into play.
Here's the deal. We can go the 2 green gems and gaslight our way. Hopefully. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Because we're going to kill them eventually. We just need to get them to believe it long enough until we kill them. So...
Well, so here's my proposal on that.
I'm just saying, this is one option. We have one option. We can create other options.
Well, here's my proposal on how we actually conduct the exchange, if it helps inform this particular bit. I propose that we do an inspection. Knowing that they like to put eels in people, I will insist that the people that are being returned, we have the opportunity to inspect that A, they are actually the people they are supposed to be, and they are not be-eeled or otherwise harmed, as per our agreement. Now, of course, as any good business transaction, we should be fair, and we should also offer them the opportunity to inspect the skull. At which point, I would like to give you, Grabella, the skull to take over to whoever their delegate is, and let them view it.
Did I hit him in the head with it?
So that's what I was gonna say, bash them in the skull with the skull?
Not immediately, but yes.
Eventually.
I have some protective magics I can also put around you so they can't just swipe the skull and jump off into the ocean. But that's kind of my feeling. And then once we at least have the hostages somewhere close by and not in immediate harm's way, we murder the lot of them. More or less. We'll riff as it goes.
Okay.
Works for me.
Yeah, sure.
So, in terms of what kind of gems do we want to use, I defer to forgery and crime experts.
Can't you put like something behind the green ones to make them blue so it's little, in case there's lighted stuff down there, we don't know, right?
Hey, Swab, you could also paint the backs of the gems blue, so that, at least from the front, if they are embedded within the skull, they look blue.
Grabella's one smart thought of the day.
That would be easy enough with your forgery. And the well-cut glass gems, with just a minor bit of finagling, will work. Swab, do you wish to get to work in forging, since I know you do have a forgery kit, the well-cut glass gems into the skull?
Sure, I'll go off to is there like a table, or only is a table? Is there a table I can just go sit at?
There's actually a workshop just downstairs.
Alright, I'll take the skull down to the workshop and get going.
Alright.
Oh, if you need a little heat, tell Esther that you can use furnace. I said you could use furnace number 3.
Copy. I don't remember how to get down to this fucking.
It's here and then here. And here. There you go. Okay, I'll take you off the
If I
scene
could
for now.
see to the next floor, I'd just send you there myself.
So, after this exchange happens, assuming Nerisse is not present, which I would give it 50-50 right now, that she will be, based off of everything we've just heard, Coslow, I'm inclined to say that we are going to need to go pay Nerisse a little visit in her abyss, yes?
I believe when you were talking to Vera Shadows, the Vera said that she is bound to the abyss. She cannot leave.
Oh, well, I don't remember anybody saying specifically that, but it might have been implied.
Apologies.
Either way, I get the impression that we are going to have to descend into this abyss and pay her a visit. That was at least my takeaway, Coslow.
Yeah, it's kind of the vibe I was getting too.
You want to go murder her?
Fuck it. Let's do it.
Excellent. Well,
Maybe we can find my mom while we're down there.
That's why I was deferring to you. I got the distinct impression that you wanted to cause great harm to this person.
Yeah.
Excellent. Then we're all in agreement? Yes? Great harm upon Nerisse?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Side question though. With this exchange here, right? Let's assume that these people are trying to double cross us because come on, why wouldn't they? Do we want an insurance policy that we can try to, yoink out the hostages without looking like we're yoinking out the hostages?
I mean, I'm all about insurance policies.
Okay, so what Coslow and I could do is we could, my gauntlet, right? With the trippy, here you go, there you go. So we could put those in the gems, right? Store it in the eyes in the gems, and then when they're close enough, we could just trigger it, and then boom, we get them out. Assuming they don't have some way to nullify magic.
Not a bad idea. I would like to get them to our side, though. I think the most likely way that they would try to bamboozle us is going to be with imposters.
AKA what we're doing to them.
So I would prefer to
Okay.
make sure that we're able to verify they are who they're supposed to be.
Okay. Change of plans. Do you want us to prep the skull to do detect magic, or see invisibility or something?
As a matter of fact, while we are doing the inspection, I will need to concentrate on a spell to make sure that Grabella is not just snatched up and taken to the depths with the skull. I would love if one of you are able to concentrate on something like detect magic or otherwise, and do the inspection to ensure that they're not magically maligned, charmed, bewitched.
Yeah. No, I could easily make that work.
Excellent. Well, then this leaves, well, how we're going to get into the abyss, which I would love to hear from the artificers of a plan of how we can descend to somewhere where apparently pressure will just crush us like a bug. But one thing that... Who was the fleet admiral we talked to again?
Vera Shadows.
One thing Vera did mention that I thought was rather interesting was that the abyss is within the borders of Arctis itself. So that means it is fair game, presumably, for the Audacity. If the Audacity was to theoretically be able to descend beneath the ocean.
Okay. I'm looking into your first problem. Hang on. Wang Doodle's flipping through his flashcards with the stuff that he said, don't forget you know how to do this.
Fair.
Okay,
Waterproofing a magical airship.
I mean, water is basically just air that's a lot thicker, right?
Sure, that seems sound.
The technical complications with this, obviously the ship that you're currently on is not watertight by any means, but the denizens within, well, you're all currently within the Dreaming, though there is there's a couple things that you're worried about here, Wang Doodle. One, the ship just being crushed under similar pressure because it is not necessarily made to be going underwater as such. Two, the other thing is you would potentially be bringing a massive unstable power source to another massively unstable potential lich. And if you were to lose the Audacity, the Borean shard with the Chorus in it might be lost as well. But
yeah, that sounds like a problem for someone that's done ethics class.
However, there is enough magical power that is radiating off of Lucaris that you could theoretically redirect it for a short time to produce some sort of shield around the airship, similar to the shields that your little fucking cannons do.
Yeah, you and your little fucking cannons.
It would be a short time, and you all would essentially light up like a giant magical glass firework underwater, but it could potentially save your entire ship from just being crushed into splinters.
Wang Doodle finds a flashcard. He's like, all right, listen, I may need the whole engineering team, but if we can channel this through the ship, I think it'll work. And,
well, what's the point of having the three most accomplished artificers in Arctis and Morris?
Yeah, I need
well,
to be pretty.
you need someone to, potentially be sacrificed in case things go wrong, and that's why you keep Morris around.
I'm so glad you had the same thought as I did, which is basically to extend a fucking resilient sphere spell.
Yes. All right. So look, as much as I'd love to say I could do this, it's going to need a lot more than me for a ship the size of the Audacity, especially now that someone put 8 beautiful cannons on there, just gorgeous cannons. But anyway, the engineering team should be able to do that and get us down there without any issues, and should hopefully keep us relatively protected from an ambush.
Well, I can certainly contribute to any kind of spellcraft that requires making large force barriers. And in fact, I've actually developed one I haven't gotten to use yet. Much larger than the sphere.
Wang Doodle, as you speak with Rain about the magical theory, the force cage could absolutely be used to fortify the resilient sphere around the ship. Extending it obviously would be an issue of the power source on the ship. You would probably have to redirect a lot of the power just to hold the cage and the resilient sphere. Because you're making it essentially very big, right? You're going to need a lot of power. Redirecting everything from the weapons into just a defensive formation this could absolutely work. The only downside is that, one, if you do a force cage that strengthens an Otluk's resilient sphere, you will, while you are within the ship, you will not be able to go to other planes. So that means you will not be able to exit to the Dreaming. But you will be able to be safe upon the deck of the ship and descend into the abyss for an extended period of time. The other downside, if something has a disintegrate spell, it could definitely put a big kink in your plans.
I mean, to be fair, we've got one too, and it's a lot angrier. Alright. The only thing I see with this is if we go this route, one will be perfectly safe, yeah. But it would take us some time to get the cannons back online. So hopefully we won't need a bombardment.
I think we would be the bombardment in that scenario, Wang Doodle. But
Yeah,
I'm
I've
open to
got
other
this.
Yeah. I mean, look, Grabella's got the gun show, the whole gun show over there.
All of them.
Oh yeah. Hey, by the way, Grabella, just thinking for a second.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Do you ever want to get into like a fight faster?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Second question, slightly unrelated. Would you rather have something that helps protect you, or something that spits fire for you?
Oh. Did you like fire?
Alright, cool. Don't stand in front of it, but I think I got an idea for what to do when it's your time to shine.
Okay.
Wang Doodle takes out a fresh flashcard and writes down on it, "Fire goes with angry."
Fire goes with angry. I mean, it's true.
Okay. We'll work with the engineers, obviously, except Morris, and make sure it works properly. We'll divert power from the weapons to help keep the defenses up and get us down there.
Excellent. I'm also open to other ideas. That was just the first thing I could think of, something powerful enough to protect us. I think if I put all of us in little spheres, we would all just kind of float on top of the ocean and wouldn't be very effective.
Boing, boing, boing.
You know that big water spell that you did? The thing where you kept them up in the air?
Where reverse gravity?
Yeah, you reverse gravity. Couldn't that just, like, send our bubbles down?
I don't think it would work that way. It's not really gravity, is it, that's keeping the bubbles from going down?
Okay, hear me out, though. If you reverse gravity, right, then the water goes up, which means that it will push us down through pressure.
Rain, thinking? You've never done it before. You're not sure what would happen.
Well, Rain is a wizard, not a physics professor. Therefore, I mean, seems sound? I don't know. Rain, in check. Come on now.
Make me an Arcana check, Rain.
You can't become a legend in a new field of science if you're too afraid to try ideas.
Rain tries new ideas constantly. But you're talking about science.
The buoyancy of the bubble does bring it back up to the surface. Your reverse gravity would essentially just make a giant column of water in the air, about 100 feet up from the other large column of water that is just called the ocean. So it may not work in the way Wang Doodle is saying, but you might be able to find a practical application for it. Though the amount of power the airship is going to be put out, surrounded by the bubble and the force cage, hopefully will propel it down to the depths without the need of something like reverse gravity.
Well, I don't think it would work that way as my spell is currently written. It would require some modifications.
Okay,
Modifications that I don't know I could do in time.
Though, good idea. That could be a cool new spell.
Sorry, I was just thinking of rain parting the Red Sea.
Reverse buoyancy.
I mean, Rain's not a druid. I'm not a dirt wizard.
No dirt magic.
I miss my dirt magic.
Well, you have the power. You would have to redirect everything into the sphere and the force cage spell, propel yourself down into the abyss, and hope the audacity doesn't crack under the pressure. Seems sound.
Well, I mean, if we were doing like individual bubbles, like that, I think that would make sense. But I mean, if we're going to do the ship and we're going to reinforce with the force cage, I don't see a reason to change the environment around us. We should still be able to, force the ship downwards, maybe potentially gyroscopically enhance the rudders, but I'm pretty certain we can already do that.
That sounds like something for you and the engineering team.
Yeah, I'll get Esther on it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank God, Esther. Esther won't steer us wrong.
Sorry. Yeah, no, we'll I'll have Morris writing up the discovery notes. You got to get those started before the experiment actually begins. Otherwise, you never get published.
The meeting minutes.
Yeah, you gotta tell
screaming.
You just write how you were successful before you start.
Somewhere Morris wakes up in a cold sweat screaming and he does not know why.
He has no idea.
Oh wait, actually I think I heard Morris screaming upstairs.
Ah! Or it could be C-Swab from downstairs. Meanwhile, downstairs. Alright, C-Swab, you've gone downstairs enough to reach at least the cache where Rain and the rest of the Audacity stored most of their goods. Though the cache is somewhat empty, there is some decorative but highly fake gold on the ground. You find yourself a table to work at and bust out your forgery kit, spreading it across the table. Get ready to buff and polish. C-Swab.
He's definitely gonna have a the little jeweler thing in his eye that looks like so you can zoom in.
Gold monocle.
Perfect.
You pick up the piece of green glass and begin cut. C-Swab, I'm going to need you to make me a sleight of hand check with advantage because you are trained in forgery, with a +2 modifier. Very good.
I didn't know how to add the +2, so I guess that's just a 21.
21. C-Swab, as you take the skull and the pieces of glass and buff and polish them into semblances of the sapphire gems that were once multifaceted in there, you press them into the skull and they fit into the socket with a satisfying sound. And giving the skull a good shake, they stick. Checking out the slight paint job you've done on the back of the glass gem, although it still gives a glint of sea green at certain angles, at face on, it could pass as emerald, and it would take a very trained eye in order to see that they are not. So the 21 is what they're going to have to beat in order to see if that is a forgery. Hopefully, whoever carves the runes into the skull does an equally good job, because we will be taking the lower of the 2 scores to see if they can detect if it's a forgery. With your job complete, Sea Swab, you heft the skull in your hand and give it an approving nod. Some of your finest work.
So Seesaw's definitely gonna have like the little like thing in his eye. He's gonna like hold it out in front of him as far as he can see it. Kind of like going on each eye, make sure everything looks kind of good. Little polish. Oh, just a little. Yeah, just a little kind of little cause. And then he's gonna look at the skull again, and then like kind of just like grab it by like the horn, kind of like toss it around, give it some different angles, and like, all right, looks good. Let's go back up.
All right.
Did I go down? Was I supposed to go down?
No, that was up. All right.
So zoomed out. So Seesaw's going to come back up to the group and go ahead and show Rain the skull. He's going to hold it by the horn, very nonchalant. How's that?
It has a horn?
Did Narcissus skull not have horns? I thought it did.
He comes back with a skull now that has horns.
I believe it is just an elf skull.
Oh, okay. Well, then he's going to hold it like normally then.
Well, it looks lovely, Sea Swab, but I have no idea what it's supposed to look like, so... Rain looks at Grabella and Kozlo, and also Sea Swab.
It's definitely missing something. The carved runes onto the forehead.
All right, who's got the runes? I did the eyes, somebody's got to do the runes.
Not me.
Kozlo will take a look at it a bit.
I mean, runes are basically just schematics, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Kozlo, because you, Grabella, and Sea Swab are the only ones who have seen the skull close up, Wangdoodle and Rain cannot make this check.
Yeah, so Kozlo will take the skull and attempt to do his best.
All right, Kozlo.
Actually, here, there's something that might help you, Kozlo. Rain pulls out a large blue feather quill and hands it to Kozlo. I'm just gonna dump it right there. Did that work?
Rain throws it in the fountain.
Huh. Yeah, there we go. This actually lets you magically trace things in air, or presumably on the surface of a skull, if you wanted to try tracing it first.
Kozlo will look it over like...
Wait, so how does it work? Do I just start drawing with it, or what?
Mm-hmm. Or you can tell it to do it itself. I think it actually is also self-animating. I don't remember. I've never looked at this thing.
It does. You can dictate it to do certain things.
So basically what's happening now is Kozlo is trying to come up with the correct AI prompt to give to this quill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Quill, Narcissus, Soul Blight, Face, Runes, Evil Lich. Kind of a bastard.
The quill spins in the air, giving off slight motes of frost and a slightly chill wind, and it places the inkless nib to the forehead of the skull. And it begins to draw very straight runes, almost dwarven. But the runes that were carved under her head were more circular, elvish. You might need to give it more direction.
Not that, don't do that.
It stops.
Narcissus, Soul Blight, Lich, Runes, Face, Circles, Elven, not so blacky.
Make me an Arcana check with advantage, because you're using the Cryo Phoenix Quill.
Ja ith bur ist. We doing fucking Diablo 2 room words?
I will Flash of Genius that to make it an even 20 also.
Oh, hell yeah. Oslo, your prompt gives a much better result, as the Cryophoenix quill is much more familiar with. It is a frost-based item itself, and Narcissa is a frost elf. And with that direction, the tip of the nib begins to scrape across the skull. Swirling patterns that almost resemble snowflakes, but with swirls and other patterns begin to dot their way across the top of the skull. And soon enough, it creates a beautiful etched pattern. You think this could be passable. In fact, it's pretty damn good, and as you look at the result, the scratchings leave behind a faint, cold aura. And surely Narcissa, being an Assyrian frost elf herself, would have most certainly used something like this as well. Your forged skull looks entirely passable, and would take a very, very skilled eye to see that it was not the real thing.
Kazla will look at the skull, look at the phoenix quill.
Ha! That gives me a business idea.
Rain holds her hand out.
Oh.
It makes such really pretty, nice blue ink in my spell book.
But wouldn't it make really nice, pretty ink on not paychecks?
Get your own Cryophoenix quill.
Kazla will sadly and somberly hand it back.
The cool feather touches Rain's hand with and it feels like a feather of pure ice, and then goes back into being a very normal-looking blue feather.
Wangdoodle immediately starts looking into his book of replication to see if it would be possible to even try to make a copy of that.
Rain clears her throat. Kazla, you put it back in your bag.
Oh, right.
I actually forgot that I had actually picked it up.
Here you go, hands 1.4 inches of rubber tubing to Rain.
This is why I end up with so much crap in my inventory, is I just pick it up, but I never do anything with it.
Looks at the
I feel like
copy
that's
of
also
how
very on brand, so...
Yeah.
True. Just hoarding.
Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Just toss it back into the fountain so Rain can pick it up.
Yeah, am I blind? I cannot find it.
Oh no.
Let me look at you. Use the search function, cry. Yeah, it's in there.
Search function?
Yeah, it's on the top. It's in there somewhere.
Rain has had this since The Hunt, I think. It has literally never had an occasion to use it aside from flavor that they use it, or that she uses it in her spell book.
I like the Corinthian coma carrot you've got in your bags.
Yeah, because I kept one of them after after it put everybody to sleep.
All right. Your skull, taking the lower of the two forgery skulls, would require a DC 20 in order to detect that it is not the real thing. And even then, it would leave the viewer confused as to why someone would try and replicate the skull to such an extent. So, the advantage for now is yours. Now you just have to deal with potentially making a watertight ship that won't crumble under the pressure of the ocean.
We just made a really great forgery of a Lich's skull. I am confident that that was the harder of the two things to do here. Why do we pay for 4 artificers on this ship if this isn't what they're for?
And you could also do the bubble research later. There may be more pressing issues at hand.
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
Quote unquote, Narcissa's skull gleams in the light of the dreaming. Yeah, this might work. What do you do?
Sorry, technically, Wang Duda, I do think you are on an internship.
If he told you that, he is going to get the worst lawsuit when I get back.
Borealis ain't California. Unpaid internships are legal.
Unpaid intern.
My internship was 6 years ago.
Still an intern. Never ending internship.
Rain will toss the skull to Grabella. Would you like to be our courier, Grabella?
Grabella kind of looks at the skull with a little bit of unease.
Yeah.
However, she will put it in her bag.
Grabella, as you look at the skull, for just a moment, the runes carved into the bone both remind you of the Goliath rune carving magic that you saw initially within our good Lord Styx's chambers, and the bone rune carving magic you saw being pulled off of Charlindra's insides from the good general herself.
She's also seen it on Genothi's too, right?
Yep,
The
that is
skeletons
correct.
we found.
Yep.
It's fine. No trauma.
And I do have one other thing. Rin pulls like a little grape out of her pocket and holds it up at her shoulder. And this little fox-faced fruit bat sticks his nose out, sniffing.
No.
Before he
What is
chomps
that?
on the grape that's like bigger than his face. This is Eco. He's one of my oldest friends. Oh God, I'm blind. Echolocation blind.
Oh god! Don't click eco. Click yourself.
That's amazing, actually. That's a really cool effect. This is my little buddy Eco. Here, he'll protect you. And like Rain delicately like plucks him off of her shoulder out from under her cloak, and sets him on Grabella's shoulder, where he will almost certainly find the warmest, snuggliest spot to be completely concealed out of sight and sleep again.
Oh my god, it's so cute!
Here, Rain pulls out like a little bag of assorted fruit and nuts and bugs snacks. Just in case he gets hungry. He tends to fall asleep when you need him.
Grabella will give him a little snack and then put the stuff away.
The bat stuffs a couple insects and nuts into his cheeks and disappears back under the folds of your spiked armor.
He'll let me cast protective spells on you from a distance.
Okay.
Great. Now, I believe it is time for murder.
Yeah.
Well, pre-murder. We have to do the whole exchange thing first, then the murder.
Hooray, murder!
Hooray!
Mermaider.
All right, I'll go find the engineers.
Do you want to take like a rest here
Let me
before
see
we
if
head
I
back
am-
out? We are
Yeah.
safe in this place, so.
Yeah, I'll take a rest.
This might be a good time to take a long rest, and don't forget your temporary hit points that you have will not go away. At least for Seaswab and Kozlo, who are still under the effects of being extremely well fed.
And you told me the other day that you are susceptible to mind control stuff, right, Grabella? When I asked you
Yeah.
in character. Okay. Good to know.
All right, everybody has taken a long rest within the safe confines of the Dreaming Tower. And Grabella, for you, as you rest, your mind, even though you do not dream, there are strange thoughts that are flitting through your mind. You see, perhaps it's just put there because you've been at sea for potentially too long, and but in your mind you see a mermaid, a beautiful mermaid with a white tail and light blue skin, flowing white hair. She's underwater, but yet is wielding in her hands a long skein of thread. But as you look at it in your mind's eye, it's like fishing line, and at the end of it, there is a large hook. The hook looks like it is the hook is yellows, reds, and oranges, all in a beautiful gradient. It's about as big as your hand and looks like a fish hook with a dangerously barbed end. And the fishing line is tied around the other. This mermaid holds this hook by the skein and the thread. And as you're lying down, your eyes closed, she gently dips the hook onto your head. And like a sleep paralysis demon, you cannot wake up. The hook does not touch flesh, but sinks into your head, hooks something inside of you, and pulls out a wispy remnant. Is that your soul? When you wake up, it is in a cold sweat. You feel like you've been doused in frozen water. Your head has this crushing pressure associated with it. It is a headache that you have not felt in quite some time, but you don't feel like anything is missing, just a dark omen.
When Gravella wakes up, she would tell this to Rain.
As you all reconvene after your long rest, preparing to go back out to Rascal's Reef, Bella, you relate this dreamlike vision to Rain.
Did you recognize this person?
No.
Could you describe her?
She will describe the mermaid as recently said.
The pearl-tailed mermaid with fair skin and flowing white hair. It sounds like it could potentially be Nerisse. She is often regarded as a beautiful mermaid, but you know it to be a facade.
I don't know if something happened or if I'm just being messed with.
You don't know about this hook, this fishing line without a rod, and this massive magical hook it is connected to.
Well, if she came to you in a dream, that does sound familiar.
Your sister used to talk to me a lot, so I'm not terribly surprised, but it's definitely uncomfy.
And it felt like that.
The hook thing is definitely new.
It didn't feel like there was a presence there, but it definitely felt like either you had a wild imagination or just a terrible night's sleep. But thankfully, it does not feel like anything is missing or has been taken from you.
To the degree that Rain can look Garbella over, Rain will do so, but...
Make me a medicine check, please, Rain.
Do I get advantage since it's dream magic?
I'll allow it. Sure.
Great.
Ooh. With Garbella's physiology, she seems fine enough. Hail of a sound of mind and body. You don't think anything has been planted there, but there's definitely some magical influence. does not seem to be affecting Grabella outwardly, but perhaps it was a suggestion? Or even a dormant memory? With that medicine skill check, you're not quite sure. You
But
do
I'm
know.
pretty sure it
sorry.
was dream magic, though, of
Oh,
some
yeah.
kind.
It's
'Cause
just
Grabella doesn't sleep or dream.
a thought,
Sleep,
perhaps
yeah.
in passing, was either put into or recalled from Grabella's head.
Well, it makes me all the more concerned and glad I'm preparing the spells that I'm preparing today, Grabella.
Yeah.
If she's actually a lich, as she claims to be, then I should be able to protect you from her influence.
Okay.
Grabella, it doesn't seem like she doesn't trust you. She just seems nervous.
But first things first. Let's murder her minions.
Yeah.
Coslo, should we go back to the reef and ensure your family won't get into the way of what is surely going to be a bloodbath?
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Great. Well, since we came through the mobile door, if we step through the orb, we will go right back to Almus's ship. We won't go back to our ship like normal, because yep, I cast the spell separately. Right, see you on the other side.
All right, where are you headed?
We go back to where Rain would have cast the Magnificent Mansion spell, which would have been Almus's ship. So there's just a glowing door in the middle of Almus's ship that nobody can access because Rain did not allow anybody else to access it.
One moment, please.
Wizards, fucking obnoxious.
Wizards! All right, let's put you guys back on the map here.
You're a wizard, Ryan. Thanks of us on the Jupiter Journey in the Goblet of Fire.
Your Magnificent Mansion spell exits back into Almus's quarters, which he has not been able to access, as you have made this location relatively inaccessible. The ship is moored outside of Rascal's Reef, and you can take the skiff back if you want to let Almus know of your current plans. Rain immediately leaves out the front door. What do the rest of you do?
Follow Rain, I guess.
The double click on the arrow?
Is Rain muted?
No, Rain's not muted.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for you all.
A strong silent type, okay.
Well, I mean, Rain walked out the door. She thought that was pretty clear.
Oh, hello. Good morning. Marliv is currently outside swabbing the decks in the light morning, the light morning rain. If you're
Morning,
looking for Almus, he's up there. He points to the stairs to the south.
Almus, we're ready to go back to the reef now.
Oh, you're ready to go back? Well, great. The skiff is ready for you. You can take it whenever you like.
Great. We'll do just that.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I don't know that I would hang out very long on the reef, though. Lots of parasites.
Ah, but then should we make ourselves scarce for a time in order to avoid any sort of, friendly fire.
Oh no, we are going to need your ship to ferry our refugees back, or hostages back. So don't go too far.
Of course, perhaps I'll just circle around after a time. You do know how to light a flare, don't you?
Sure. Great, lovely dock. Thanks so much.
Yes, perhaps a lovely purple one to match your lovely eyes, my queen.
Flattery is not your gift, Almus.
I'm never going to be able to make this up to her. You can just hear him mumbling from the top of the, where he steers the ship, grumbling to himself.
Is he just down bad for rain, or can he just not tolerate, like, a queen or princess not, like, splooshing over him?
Most likely the latter.
Okay. He's got a Captain Kirk complex.
A little bit. Hello, Grabella. What can I do for you? Almus gives you a look. Are you all right?
She's just going to pat his head and then leave.
Oh. Oh dear. How sweet. He runs his fingers through his kelp-like locks and glances down at you all as you board the skiff. Good hunting, or whatever you're doing on the reef.
A little bit of both.
We're going to make sure we're a little bit more clear of Rascal's Reef. Just light up that flare when you're ready for us to swing by.
All right, you better be quick about it. Are we actually supposed to be hopping onto a skiff? I don't.
No, I'm gonna put you back in Rascal's Reef.
Okay. Wanted to make sure. Was I missing something on the map?
A thick fog has rolled over Rascal's Reef, making it a little bit darker than it was when you originally arrived. The fog is making it hard to see at a little bit of a distance, but it is also blocking out most of the sun. Though, life still persists here at Rascal's Reef, and the trade continues. What do you do?
Gonna kind of defer back to you, Coslo. What do you want to do? Who do you want to tell? And what do you want to tell? Who then?
Yeah, I've been trying to think about that exactly. Kind of want to go bother Roscoe some more.
Sounds like a solid plan.
But also, there's like a bunch of vendors and stuff that at least I didn't look at too much, like especially up to the north. There's Ricardo up there. I think Goslo's just gonna start kind of wandering around.
Fresh dolphin fin, fresh fish, puffer fish.
Is Coslo back in like his costume, or is Coslo basically like, I'm just Coslo now?
Yeah, after he took off the costume in front of Rascal, he's just kind of like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. And he's also like at the point now where he feels like they're more afraid of him here than like going to try anything.
What's going on down here?
My way, Noodle.
You pass by a group of fishfolk who are conversing around the docks. Coslo, possibly your only tolerable relative, the quiet druid Mippy, is sitting on the docks, her feet dangling just above the water.
Oh, you went a different way than I.
She has a wreath of flowers currently woven into her hair, and next to her sits a basket, a massive basket full of fresh-picked flowers. There is no dirt or earth around here, and so this is kind of a strange sight. Mippy looks up kind of with bored, big eyes as you approach, and you can definitely see that Oslo and Mippy are related. Their eyes are just exactly the same size, and kind of on the sides of their head.
Oslo?
Hey, Mippy, how's it going?
My gosh, is that you?
She scrambles to her feet and gives you
Where did you guys go?
We went south.
Southwest, yeah.
So yeah, go down from where you are, Gravella.
Okay.
She almost
Down,
knocks over
left, down, right.
She almost knocks over the bushel of flowers next to her as she gives you a big hug.
Oh my gosh, does Rascal know you're here?
Yeah, I kind of had a little bit of a shouting match with him earlier.
Oh no. Oh, Coslo, look at you. You've still got all your eyes, arms, legs, limbs, and ears.
At least all of them you can see, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, Coslo, it's really good to see you, but what brings you back? The last time you left, you took a big chunk of the reef with you. Unintentionally.
Yeah, you know what? Got some stuff going on. You know anything about these, You seen Roscoe, right? With his weird gills and shit?
Oh, yeah.
Mippy looks sad. Make me an insight check. The only insight check for your beloved little sister.
Home field advantage.
Mippy does not have any of the aquatic enhancements that the other green fingers may. In fact, she looks, a little bit older, but about the same as when you left. Though her saddened expression tells you that, she is probably not getting along with the rest of the green fingers. When you left, Mippy was a burgeoning druid. And looking at the flowers, her training has gone somewhat swimmingly. But she never quite agreed with a lot of the stuff about Rascal, and she is a mama's girl. And without Rosie, she might be the odd one out. And it doesn't look like any of the green fingers have spoken to her in quite some time. She, takes off her flower crown and puts it on Coslo's head.
Oh, don't give me that look, big brother. I'm okay.
I heard about, Ma.
Rascal said we'd all be drugged to the bottom of the ocean if Mom didn't leave. I miss her. Miss her a lot. Why is it fair if that big nasty kraken could drag us all down to the ocean? Could do it anyway, Mom or not. I always feel like this place could go under any minute now. But it's all we've got left.
She looks at Coslo with a worried expression.
You're not feuding with Dad still, are you?
I made a few things clear to him.
And Coslo just kind of grins a little bit in a way that she would recognize, basically that he threatened to blow the whole place up again.
I'm sure he crumpled like an old gun. Well, the reef is still in one piece, so what's the deal?
Are you gonna take over for Dad?
Puzzle like thinks for a moment, almost like that thought had never really occurred to him before. Then he like,
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how things go in the next few days. I do got my own place, my own bar. I run the docks back in this place called Maginox. Oh, by the way, this is the queen of that place.
he gestures to Rain.
Mippy looks up. She curtsies a little awkwardly.
Hello.
They were basically best friends.
I'm Mippy.
Pleasure to meet you, Mippy. I'm Rain.
Oslo's my
Also, you don't need to do any formalities. It's fine.
Gosh, I've never been around a queen before.
Well, I haven't been a queen for very long, so let's call it even.
They're like regular people, but with a lot more words involved.
Oh, that sounds complicated.
She pulls a flower out of her large satchel and hands it to Rain.
Here. On the house.
Oh, thank you. It's so lovely.
She hands you a purple orchid called a Hala. Rain, make me a nature check.
I'm actually shockingly good at nature checks. Not that good at nature checks.
These flowers are more commonly used to ward away predatory insects. If there are any insectoids or bugs around, oh god. These flowers can be crushed and spread across the skin in order to repel vermin.
Oh my god, Akashiba needed this! Oh. Poor Akashiba.
Matches your eyes. Gosh, Coslow, you have really important friends.
It's not poisonous, is it?
Only to buggies.
Oh, okay.
And mice. Mice don't like it either.
Because Rain will not allow anybody to give her a gift without something in return. And we don't have a whole lot to go off of. Rain will pull out this lovely golden brooch and pin it to Mippy's shirt.
Ooh, pretty.
She takes it.
For me?
Indeed.
She pins it on and beams at Coslow.
Like a pretty princess. Princess of Rascal's Reef.
Rain will put the purple flower kind of tucked behind her ear.
Oslo, you're not gonna...
She looks around, over her shoulder, over the other shoulder.
Rascal made a bad deal. You know, Mom and stuff. But our cousins and brothers and sisters, they're all kind of in on it. They're all getting favors, changing. Looking all weird. Gills on some of them. Some of them can even breathe water. It's weird. They're becoming more fish than goblin. When I even suggested that we take a family trip back to the mainland in order to, become one with the mud again, they all laughed at me. I miss the family vacations, Coslow. What about the mud pits? What about our birthing pool? They've forgotten what it's like to be goblins.
Mippy just looks sad and plays with some of the flowers in her basket.
I don't want everybody to change. want my family back.
Kazuo will like kneel down next to her, like it is straight. It's probably strange for the others to see because he's literally never been sentimental about anything in his entire life. But he'll like kneel down next to her and be like,
Don't worry about that. We're working on it.
Hey, I can only grow stuff with mud from our homeland for so long. The flowers, I just want to go back and get some more dirt, you know? Let's really dig my hands into the earth. Here we are, stuck on the ocean. Say, Oz, you said you had a bar? Something on the mainland?
Yeah,
Can I come visit sometime?
I would love that.
Yay! She claps and gives Kozlo a big hug.
You just ask someone to tell you where Kozlo's den is. They'll take you right there.
Oslo's Den. You said in Maginox?
Yeah, straight off the
Grabella
docks.
will kind of reach into her pocket and pull a bean out.
Don't grow this without getting somebody to tell you what it is.
Oh.
It could be a plant, it could be not.
She squints a little bit.
A magic bean.
Yeah.
I've heard stories of those, depending on where you plant them and, well, where the moon and sun is in the sky, the stars aligned, it'll make something different.
Oh, this is good to know. We got a really cool beer out of it once that I'd love to get more of.
She'll take the bean if you offer it to her.
Yeah.
Oh, these things are infused with chaotic magic. Stuff that, well, some say that it's part of the primordial goo that we're made out of. You know, goblins. I'm familiar with these beans. I'll be extra careful with.
I'm glad somebody knows, because the last time I gave it to somebody, some stuff definitely changed in the area.
Oh, I know all sorts of stuff about swamps and beans and water and muck. That's my favorite. I've studied the mud of our primordial homeland for years.
There's a really cool garden place back where we live.
It was what, the Midnight Garden?
Oh, the Night Bloom Garden.
The Night Bloom Garden, because that's where I got the bean.
Got the Night Bloom Garden. You'd probably love that place.
If I ever come to visit Kozlo, we should go visit. I can tell you all about the plants and which ones will explode.
That would have been so useful.
Kozlo is like, he has this look of like, oh, plants can explode. All right, I understand druidism now.
Some of them make big pollen blooms, and some of them make big sticky messes in order to capture prey.
Some of them are old grandpas that are slightly racist.
Some plants are kind of, you know, stuck in the mud a little bit, so to speak.
Yeah, that one was weird.
Gosh, Kozlo, you've really made a name for yourself. Friends with the Queen, friends all around you. I'm really happy to see you.
Guys, I'll just smile at her and give her a little hug and stand up again.
Big brother, listen. The way Rascal's making our family change is scary. And I think they're starting to lose their minds a little bit. They're always dreaming of the water and fishes. You give them tonics and poultices and stuff to help them sleep. Some of them dream of drowning. Some of them are always scratching at their gills. Some of them I don't even recognize anymore. They've changed so much. Is there anything you can do about it, Kozlo? I'm kind of scared.
Is this, it's someone by the name of, what was it? Nerys, something like that? We're, like I said, we're working on it.
Okay.
We're gonna go down there and, solve the problem.
Oh, good. If there's anybody that could really make a difference around here, it's you, Kozlo. Everybody.
I made a pretty big difference last time I was here.
Yeah. But you know what? It was a lesson well learned. Everybody respects you, Kozlo, even if they don't show it. And if you do get hurt, come to me. I've got lots of poultices and ointments I can put on your wounds, stuff that heals goblins real quick. May not be very good for the, not mudborn. But I know how to take care of family. My Roscoe asks me for ointment for his itchy gills all the time. Ugh.
She just makes a disgusted, face, kind of shudders. She doesn't like mentioning Roscoe's gills.
It seems like everybody took a bargain in some form or fashion. Just, please, Kozlo, let's make Rascal's Reef a better place for trade, not just a place for, Sahagin to come steal people again. When Rascal started accepting people as trade, I wanted so bad to run away. Get off the island, get on any ship, and just go anywhere. Then I got scared. I didn't want to abandon my family. Now you're back, and you're gonna make everything all better.
Kozlo grins at her. He goes,
Yeah, it seems like the rest of the people around here have been making some pretty bad deals lately, but don't you worry. I got the best deals anywhere.
You sure do, big brother.
I'm sorry, you said the Sahagin just come and steal people?
No. Rascal started getting into the people trade. Trading people to the Sahagin. They bring them onto boats out into the fog, and we never see him again. Presumably.
Okay, but what is he, who are the people that are being traded? How is he getting them?
He thinks.
The last ones to come through here were gnolls. Big, hairy beasts that kind of look like hyenas walking on 2 feet.
Caesar's gonna gesture over to these two Sahagin around this Corinthian dude, so they're just gonna take this guy? We're just gonna watch them take this guy?
Oh, I don't know what they're doing over there, but
She looks at Kozlo.
not like I could do much. Offer 'em flowers? I'm not a big, brave, smart explosives expert like my brother. But I don't think they're stealing people from Rascal's Reef. They're definitely trading. Some sort of... Well, you know, Rascal always wants to make a profit.
Yeah, but like, somebody's clearly bringing people to trade. So they're smuggling like who's Rascal trading with to get gnolls to trade with them is what I'm trying to figure out.
I saw some ships that were coming from Maginox.
Those ships aren't coming anymore, that's for sure.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Yeah, you can thank your brother for that one.
Yeah, I kinda, sorta, slightly, maybe blew up an entire thieves guild.
Oh, that's my big brother. If you've got a problem, he'll make it not a problem. By blowing it up.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. That's good. But, well, they're not the only type of people traders around here. The Sahagin don't seem to be interested in, well, us. You know, goblins. I wonder why.
Wait, so what kind of people are they taking then?
Yeah.
I've seen gnolls. I've seen some. I think you call them reborn. Yeah, people that.
Cosmo glances at
Seashell's also
Grabella.
gonna glance at Grabella too, like.
You know, pale, eyes with no pupils, and look kind of dead. But not skeletons. They seem to have a mind of their own. They didn't want to be here.
Frowns at this.
I've seen other beast-like peoples come through here too. Usually not native Corinthians or anything like that. But you know, land folk. Saw a bugbear once. I'm sorry, is that not any help?
Nah, that's great. It's just, there's been a lot of people trying to do shit with the reborn lately. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe this is all slightly more connected than we expected.
Oh, that's terrible. I know you'll take care of it, big brother.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Listen.
She points up to the north, like way up to the northeast.
Be careful if you're gonna go talk to Ricardo. He's definitely changed the most out of, I think, all of us, even more than Rascal. He's gotten mean, angry.
Kazuo will look that direction and just nod.
I don't think he's gonna be, well, too happy to see you. So be careful, okay?
I don't know that I really need to talk to him either. Maybe I'll, send one of my friends up here to talk to him.
He's up there where the Sahagin usually come to do their business.
These
Maybe.
days, you see him all over the reef now. And before, we'd only see, you know, the rogue Sahagin, the ones that aren't loyal to this crazy Depths Mother that Rascal's got himself all intertwined with. Ricardo's taken a lot of gifts, though. Too many gifts. He's not the same. And he looks at you He looks more like a shark than anything. Looks like he wants to eat ya. We don't talk much anymore. I don't know why they're so interested in the land dwellers. We have a lot of sea elves coming in and out of the port too, but even now with more Sahagin, we see just a few less sea elves and more of this, well, darker trade. I don't like it. Makes the reef feel really unsafe.
Maybe, do you have a safe place around here? Somewhere you could hide if very loud noises started going off? Maybe get some of your family to it as well?
I got lots of hiding spots. Did you want to play hide and go seek?
Not this again, Mippy. I didn't see you for months.
Oh. Yeah, and that one went on really long, but I did win.
You know,
Maybe
the
not
hiding
right now,
spot's
then.
glass-proof.
I'm a champion.
Just be ready if things start popping off, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Big
And,
Brother's gonna come in with guns blazing, pew pew pew, and save
More
the
like
day.
these.
Garbella would put her arms up.
Oh, those are really big guns.
Yes.
And if things do start going haywire, I'm counting on you to get the good ones out of here, yeah?
Yeah, but also, even though Ricardo's a meanie shark face and Roscoe's got gills sewn onto his neck, I think we could fix them.
We're certainly gonna try.
We just gotta bring him back to the mud. Bring him back to the primordial ooze in which we were birthed. And let goblin magic do the rest.
Where is this primordial mud you speak of?
Huh? Oh, where we come from?
She points at Coslow and herself.
From where did the green fingers hail?
Coslow, do you have a canonical place of birth?
I'd always kind of imagined there was like an island that a lot of them end up getting exiled from. And then usually get into fights with each other once they're out in the world. But as far as like specifically where that is and otherwise, like just some island somewhere, basically.
Is this island known for exporting a delicious cola-like beverage?
It probably is subconsciously Kazan, yeah.
Legally distinct.
Legally
Kazan.
distinct Kazan.
Just an island goblin.
Off the southern shores of Borealis, leaning more to the west towards Feronia, well, is our Goblin Isle. It's not very big. Lot of huts and swamps and mosquitoes. That's our home. We know the primordial muck better than anybody. And some of us were drawn to the seas, sure. We were born on an island. And some of us were drawn to the land. And then there's me. I can't figure out what I want to do. All I know is I'm just a little scared, too scared to leave Rascal's Reef and leave my family behind. You know they still need me. Even if they're weird and fishy smelling now. Maybe we can all take a family vacation after this, Coslow. Especially if you blow up the other half of the reef. Forced vacation.
Don't go giving me ideas. I might actually do it.
It's definitely doable. We'll have the firepower, Castle.
But
Oh, this place is basically held together by hopes and dreams. It doesn't take that much firepower.
because look, try not to. If you're gonna blow up Rascal's Reef, try not to blow up our family. I know they're weird and stinky and smell like dead fish and have shark teeth and some of them breathe water. We just gotta bring them back to the muck. That's all. And all that stuff will slough off into our own natural goblin selves again.
It's been a while since I had a good muck bath.
Yeah.
Or any bath.
Yeah. Good for
God
you.
damn it, Gus.
Wait, that's not true. He actually took a bath on the way out here and ruined dude's tub forever.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Wait.
You smell positively floral.
Yeah, that was terrible. I don't know what that guy had in his bathtub.
She rummages in her basket and pulls out a small orange pot. It's used for making flowers, and packed in it is a bunch of very moist-looking dirt. And judging by the smell that accompanies it, the smell of a pungent, stinky swamp. Kozlo, it fills your mind with memories of home. Many, many goblins sloughing through swamps, eating mosquitoes large as your fist, throwing blood sacks at each other, wrestling in the mud. Family stuff. She hands you the pot of muck from your homeland.
Here. I wanted to grow something for Dad. Remind him that maybe we should all take a trip back to the muck. But he didn't want it. I'm gonna give it to you. It's from our home.
Kozlo will take the muck and carefully put it away.
Very.
This might actually be exactly what we need if I find Ma.
Yeah. One sniff of this. It'll snap her out of anything. Nothing's more stronger than the memories of home. Well, and also, I mean, it smells really strong too. Like, whoo, like 100 things have died in here. Like 100 million things.
It's great.
Thanks. I got it from the stinkiest pool I could find.
I'm so glad I can't smell right now.
Say, Swab, you want to smell this?
It might even
No,
work.
like, no.
Might
Hey,
even
Ray,
work
you
on
want to
her.
smell this?
I can smell it from here, Kozlo. It smells like dirt magic.
It might not work on our cousins who are too far gone, but always give it a try. I can't even get close enough to Ricardo.
We're gonna do our best. I can't promise that nobody's gonna get hurt, but we're gonna try to stop as much of it as we can. And get them all back.
Hey, as you always said, if you lose a limb in the process, at least you learned a lesson.
Kozlo looks around at all of his existing limbs.
Guess I didn't learn very many lessons, huh?
Okay. But maybe the cousins need to, learn a little harder. Go on, take the muck. It's yours. Oh, and I've got a lot of flowers. Here, I've got stuff that will keep bugs away. I've got, stuff that can make you blind.
Wait, what's that last one? How's that work?
She pulls out. She pulls out a leafy frond with big, bulbous eggplant-looking pods on the end.
These are called crackum pods. They're actually a fungus, and it's really, really intrusive. But if you jostle these pods a little bit, it makes black spores, and they get everywhere. They can blind you if you get in the eyes. They say if you're around Kraken pods too much, the moisture in your eyeballs can grow their own mushrooms. I want to try it sometime.
Jesus.
They're also really tasty if you fry them up. I've never had my own eyeball mushrooms before. I've always wanted to try it. That's organic.
Just make sure to keep both them eyeballs functional, yeah?
Yeah. It'd be kind of hard to cook if you can't see.
Speaking of eyeballs, we should probably keep an eye out for those fucking abyss creatures, huh?
I've got all sorts of stuff. Here.
She points at all of the flowers in her basket.
I got Possum's Chain, I got Salamander Orchids, I got Ashvane, I got Alethorn, I got Mountain Garlic.
Whoa, slow down a bit. I don't know what half these things even are.
That's what? Well, so if you spent more time in the muck, you'd know your homeland's flowers.
I mean, I know they're flowers. I just don't know what they're good for.
You know, if they didn't explode, you weren't ever interested in them.
Yeah, go back to the exploding flowers you were talking about earlier.
Okay, well, that's the Kraken pods. And they can blind you. But they're also tasty and they can grow in eyeballs. And this one's Alethorn. This one really likes the cold. You can make a tea out of it that, warms your bones. I would suggest if we ever go to Borealis, you take some Alethorn tea and you'll be super duper warm. I got Ashvane. This one is it kind of mutes everything. So if you put a poison in somebody's drink, but you don't want to taste them, you put in some Ashvane root and it neutralizes flavors. In fact, it can neutralize bad tastes even on rotten meat.
Wait, what's wrong with rotten meat?
Nothing, but some people don't like it.
Kazo looks around the group like everyone likes rotten meat, right?
Like slightly, buried in the muck for 4 to 5 days. You pull it out and it's falling apart, kind of gray. You smear some Ashvane on that. No?
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds great. Doodle forces a grin.
Here, I've got Kilmaker flower. This one, well, if you're about to, get exploded by Kazo, if you drink some Kilmaker tea, you might not get all your flesh burned off. No? That one's not very interesting?
No, it's interesting. I just can't think of anything.
Might be useful for those of you that like to stand where I'm throwing fireballs.
Yeah. If you want to throw your own fireballs, I got these salamander orchids.
She pulls it out, and the orchid is literally on fire.
Whoa.
It's got a perpetual flame. And if you smear it on a weapon, the sap sticks and makes your weapon all fiery. I know these are kind of, mundane flowers and stuff. They might not be as cool as the other illicit goods coming in, but every flower has a purpose.
I like it.
I've learned a lot since you've been gone, Coslow.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Thanks. So are you, over here slumming it with the queen. I mean, Rain. Well, here, keep you for too long. Moaning and groaning about our family.
Yeah, we should probably start moving.
Be careful, Coslo. If you can, try not to blow up everybody. A couple limbs, yeah, sure. Maybe they'll grow back in the muck. But
Yeah,
try not to make them lose their head.
got it. Head stays attached.
She gives Coslo another big hug.
I missed you, big brother.
Miss you too, Mippy. I'm not gonna stay away so long next time.
That's good. Let's fix the reef. And get it out from under Nerese's thumb. Whatever she's done to Mom and Dad, she's gotta pay.
I'm gonna make sure of that.
Thanks, bro. Alright. And keep the flower crown. It looks nice on you.
Oh, did you think I might have accidentally given this back? What happened?
Alright, everybody.
She curtsies again, very politely.
Should I go play hide and go seek?
Just if you start hearing things start blowing up, yeah? Also, what's that building over there?
And he points to the building on the west end of the dock.
Oh, that's a potion shop.
Oh, we should probably go in there.
Yeah, they've got all sorts of stuff. In fact, the potion peddler in there's got all sorts of neat things. Rings and potions. All, well, traded and acquired with illicit means, but I hear they're pretty good.
Well, that sounds like a great idea. Thank you so much again, Mippy, and it was a pleasure meeting you.
You too, ma'am.
Mippy sits back down and begins making another flower crown from her basket.
You know, I can't walk away without asking. Have you ever tried to, like, distill those flowers at all?
Oh yeah, I've got all sorts of distilled versions and elixirs.
Great. So that's sticky stuff that, you know, can catch fire?
Mm-hmm.
About how much do you get when you distill it down?
Well, one salamander orchid could cover the entire blade of a normal elven-sized longsword. So, probably about 5 ounces or so.
Okay, great. How many of your flowers do you got, or how much of that stuff?
I've only got 8 salamander orchids left.
Well, not as widespread as I would like, but, you know, I'll make more as make a still. You know, this is fine. Yeah. How much for those?
Oh, they're 6 gold each.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Thank you for your business.
You can double-click Mippy, and purchase any of those flowers that you like off of her.
Thank you for your business.
Yeah, thanks. I'll get to work on distilling this. I'm thinking we can have some fun. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm gonna make it work, but trust me, it'll happen. He's currently trying to find some way to make the distillate of these orchids and the grease spell work together.
Oh God! The minds of perpetually exploding grease puddles fill your head as you walk away with these a bushel of flaming flowers.
Grabella's buying a bunch of flowers when she's here.
And Mippy, the businesswoman of the Green Fingers, tells you all about every flower in great and expansive detail, and will tell you anything you need to know about any of them within. All of the salamander orchids, or at least 2 of them, it looks like Wangdoodle purchased, are gone. Capella just buys everything.
These are cool. There's some really cool, interesting stuff you could do with these flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna buy some of them and we'll give them to Oslo and Wangdoodle later.
Maybe.
Thank you. Welcome to Rascal's Reef's Potion Peddler. What can I get for you today? Do you need something to fill your lungs with air as you go underwater? Or do you need something that'll make you fortified? I got everything. What can I get you?
That apparatus of the crab is so funny.
Potion not last long enough for you? I got an entire suit that looks like a fish. You can go underwater unmolested, unless there's a bigger fish. Maybe do you want to surf the waves like a manta ray? This beautiful cloak clasped around your shoulders will turn you into just that. And you too can go skittering across the waves like a fish. Ah, not the talkative sort, huh? Well, let me tell you, I've got this ring of swimming. Are you a sinker? No longer. Put this on your finger.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading all the stuff that he's got.
Yeah, that's how I was reading them all
It's
too.
all good.
Don't want to sink? Want to stay afloat? I got a ring of water walking as well. Just, I don't suggest falling from a great height and pretending to dive while you're wearing this, or you will be liquefied.
I will actually take that scroll off your hands. Or one of them, I guess.
Why, this scroll, enchanted with the words of water breathing, it will fill your lungs with air as you breathe water.
Yep, that one.
Fantastic, I've got 3 of them.
I only need the one, thank you.
Of course, that'll be 600 gold. Very good, very good. Thank you for your business. And I assure you, 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Actually very tempted to buy this manta cloak.
Why, yes. You see, put it around your shoulders. Try it on. If you flare it out just a little bit, makes you look like a manta ray too. What? Going down to the fishes? Not very appealing? What about this?
He holds up a large fish hook. Grabella, it kind of reminds you of your dream, but it is very distinctly different. This one has a small gold feather attached to it, like a lure. And the hook is tied to an end of a fishing line, but it doesn't look like the large skein that you saw in your dreams.
I'm good, thanks.
Guaranteed fish. That's right. This hook is a fisher's delight. And in fact, if you're starving on the water, ain't nothing better than keeping one of these in your pocket. An endless supply of fish will be awaiting you, and you'll never starve when out on the open ocean.
No, thank you.
And you know, it's really dark if you're going down into the depths. So if you're gonna be using some of that, you know, waterous breathiness, why not take a waterproof candle? These candles of the deep will alight even in the darkest water. In fact, it'll keep you warm.
A platinum piece is 100 gold pieces, right?
Is it 10 to 1 or is it 100
It's
to 1?
10.
It's 10.
Oh, it's 10? Okay.
I always forget that.
Then that explains why I can't buy the cloak. Okay.
Yeah, it's expensive.
This cloak, only 6,000 gold, and then you don't even need a ship anymore. You are the ship, my friend. Have you considered a payment plan? Where the plan is to pay me the quantity of gold that I have requested.
You need a loan, Coslow.
Nah. It looks nice, but we got better options.
But do any of them look as good? No. You could be Manta Rayman. Manta Greenfinger.
I'll just grab a couple of these water-breathing potions.
Very good. A solid staple out here on the reef.
I don't need water breathing, right? Because I don't breathe.
You do not breathe.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm just quadruple checking before I don't want to make the mistake of not getting something I probably.
I did give everybody a water breathing potion, I think, except you, Grabella.
Yeah, I was pretty
Relax.
sure that had occurred as well. But I was triple checking because my brain is slow today. It's a Monday.
Just don't forget,
Oh, yeah, I
these
have 4 of them
potions
now.
will only last for 1 hour. So better take multiple if you're planning a long trip. Well, aren't you a bunch of talkative folks?
Sorry, I'm thinking about that hook and how terrifying it looks.
It's nothing. This hook is, remember, a fisher's delight. Fish love it. But may not, forgive me, ma'am, but may not be necessary for one such as yourself.
It's all good.
I think I'm good.
I don't know. I don't know, Rain. I feel like we're kind of getting cheated with some of this stuff. I think there's other ways around.
I think we just wait till Cosmo takes back over the reef and we just get it cheaper.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely when Kozlin needs more responsibility.
Thank you for your business. Do come again. Do come again.
He said doo-doo.
It's like poop.
I mean, I didn't realize I could just infuse a cape with, water breathing and sell it for like 6K. Wow, I'm just missing out a huge market here. To get field research, I should just open up a market stall.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for your business. Do come again.
Was this guy the demented sea goblin? Was he there when we came through earlier? Did I just not notice him?
He was there.
He was
earlier.
there. Mhm.
Yeah. That's why I got distracted and went the wrong ways because I looked at the demented seagull.
Oh.
All right. Anyone feel like there's anything else they want to do while we're here? I kind of feel like Mippy brought us up to speed on pretty much everything we needed.
I'm good.
There are a few buildings over there. Possibly more vendors, or...
Yeah, it's worth a look. We can also, see what Ricardo has to say, but... Sounds like if we're gonna talk to him, I should probably stay back.
I'm pretty sure your father's let anybody who needs to know that we're here already.
Yeah, we just might not get as much info out of him if he's screaming. At the very least, I'll have to let somebody else do the talking.
I'm mostly just curious. I want to see what a goblin shark looks like. Rock goblin?
What's the worst that could happen?
Did one of us close this door, or did they just slam it in our face?
It was just closed behind somebody who just went into the inn.
I feel like we're missing somebody. Oh, C-Swab.
Yeah, sorry.
The nerve.
Fucking dog.
Closing a door because they walked through it? How rude of them.
Who would do that?
You guys went to the inn, like where we were before?
No, they're on the path.
Further east.
We kept
past
going
it.
past it.
Okay. Oh, I see what you did. Okay.
Well, Ricardo's the vendor. We're definitely going to check out what Ricardo has.
Ricardo.
A shrewd, almost shrunken-looking goblin sits in a very dilapidated stall surrounded by filth, spilled fish guts, and other things that have not been cleaned up for quite some time. The goblin does not seem to care about his surroundings and is currently discussing something in a bubbly language of Aquan, with a local Sahagin. Shrewd black eyes, no irises, no pupils, just all pits of black like shark eyes, shift over as Rain and company approach. And the Sahagin makes a garbled at Ricardo, who waves him off with a finned hand. The Sahagin moves off. Folding his arms across his narrow chest, he looks up at Rain. His mouth is closed, tight-lipped, thin lips, but his jaws much too wide. And as you exchange a glance with him in his black shark eyes, he gives you a wide-toothed grin, and each tooth ends in jagged, shark-like, sharpened ends that looks like it would cause significant laceration if you were to be bitten. The shark-toothed goblin continues grinning at Rain and gestures to the whole lot of nothing surrounding him. But he does not say anything. He's just surrounded by filth, broken crates, spilled fish guts, and perhaps other fish guts. Excuse me, other guts that do not belong to fish.
See anything you like?
This ring looks rather interesting. May I see it?
Sure. Go ahead. Somebody pawned it off on me for a few gold.
Rain looks at this signet ring. Oh god, why'd they go upside down?
Oh, I don't know why he does that too.
It's nothing.
Does this signet ring look like a signet ring that Rain would recognize?
Make me a perception or history check, whatever is higher.
Well, is it Arctis related? Because history is with an advantage.
It is Arctis related.
Alright, we'll do it history.
His DC is still relatively low as you clean off the dried brown flecks that are most likely blood on top of the signet ring, you see the signet of House Hamaki.
Fascinating.
There's a lot of blood on this ring, and it has not been cleaned off.
Yeah, you like that?
Well, not much of a house left of this particular ring anymore, so more of a novelty item, honestly.
Yeah. I'll let it go for 5 gold.
No, you keep it. I suspect there are still a few drow floating around who would pay you rather handsomely for it.
He looks you up and down. He's definitely giving you the once, twice, perhaps thrice over. He can tell that you do not belong here.
I mean, we talked to Ross, or which one? Rascal. We talked to Rascal hours ago. I would assume everybody here that is need to know knows. The Rain's like not even trying to hide.
Yeah, Kazuo's kind of hanging back a little bit. Not like hiding per se, but just not wanting to get too close.
I hear you're the one who does a lot of business with the Hagen who come through here.
What's it to you?
It just so happens that we're here to do some business with them ourselves. Looking for an appropriate place to do so.
Yeah, well, I don't think this place is up to your standards, elf. You see, we're bottom feeders, muck dwellers, catfish. And you, highborn elf, I don't think we got business together. So buy a basket and fill it with flowers and get out of here.
You know, that only makes me want to sit here on this dock even more.
Ugh, you elves are so long-lived. Sit here and annoy me forever. Well, go on. Sit. You smell nice.
Thank you very much.
Have you considered perhaps donating something of yours that might be valuable to another? You know, something uncouth, untoward, inappropriate.
Are you talking about blood?
He smiles real wide.
Ah.
Genuinely thought he was about to ask for feet pics.
Well, I was trying to head it off before it got there.
I mean, listen, feet pics of a queen? Oh my god.
Oh
you'd be the
my
richest
God!
man ever.
Why do you think Rain has so much money?
I put those grippers away. So,
I assure you I'm not so desperate for cash for that.
but elf
There are
blood
plenty
goes.
of people where I come from who would be interested anyway.
Ah, but it smells so sweet and goes at a premium. You sure?
I'm very sure.
Very well. You could part with a little, couldn't you?
I am afraid not.
You're no fun.
No, I'm not. All my friends tell me so.
Make me an insight check, Rain.
I mean, I guess if you insist.
Ah, 1 second. The goblin rotates his blackened orbs up to your gaze. and continues grinning with his row of shark teeth. What? Nothing here that you like to see? You know, some of the best goods aren't even on the plaque. They're the ones that you ask for, specifically. You sure you're not here for something special? Something to take the burden off of your shoulders?
Honestly, I'm not really here for anything in particular at all. Like I said, we're here to do some business.